Good morning, students. In fifth standard, in last period we learned about, or we starting our fourth chapter. Fourth chapter name is fraction. Then in this chapter, firstly we see types of fraction. There are 7 types of fraction. First one is proper fraction, when numerator of the fraction is less than denominator, the fraction is called as a proper fraction. When numerator of a fraction is less than denominator, the fraction is called as a proper fraction. Second type is improper fraction. When numerator of a fraction is greater than or equal to denominator, the fraction is called as an improper fraction. Third one is unit fraction. A fraction having 1 as a numerator is called as a unit fraction. A fraction having 1 as a numerator is called as a unit fraction. Fourth one type is like fraction. 2 or more fractions with same denominator are called a like fraction. 2 or more fractions with the same denominator are called as a like fraction. Next, the fifth type is unlike fraction. Fractions having different denominators are called as a unlike fraction. Fractions having different denominators are called as a unlike fraction. Next, the sixth type is mixed fraction. A fraction which is a combination of a whole number and a proper fraction is called as a mixed fraction. And last type is equivalent fraction. The fraction which represent the same part of the whole are called as equivalent fraction. The fractions which represent the same part of the whole are called as a equivalent fraction. These are 7 types of fractions. Next point is comparing fractions. Comparing fractions. Next is comparing fractions. If the denominators of the given fractions are same, the fraction with greater numerator is greater. If the denominator of the given fractions are same, the fraction with greater numerator, the fraction with greater numerator is greater. If the denominator of the given fraction are same, if the denominator of the given fraction are same, the fraction with greater numerator is greater. For example of fraction is compare 5 divided by 8 and 4 divided by 8. Then the given fractions are like fractions as their given two fractions are like fractions. First we see the comparing like fractions. Comparing like fractions. Then these two are like fraction. These two are like fractions as their denominators are same. Their denominators are same. As denominators are same. On comparing numerator, firstly, numerator of first fraction is 5 and numerator of second fraction is 4. Then compare these two. 5 is greater than 4. Compare these two, numerator of these two fractions. 5 is greater than 4. Therefore, 5 by 8 is greater than 4 by 8. Here we see this example. Compare 5 by 8 and 4 by 8. Then given two fractions are like fractions. We see the comparing like fraction. First point is comparing like fraction. Like fraction means that denominator of the fractions are same. Then in this example denominator are same, that is 1 by 8 and 1 by 8. Then comparing numerators. Then in first fraction numerator is 5 and in second fraction numerator is 4. Then 5 is greater than 4. Then 5 divided by 8 is greater than 4 divided by 8. Then next point is if the numerator of given fraction are same, if the numerator of given fraction are same, the fraction having smaller denominator is greater. The fraction having smaller denominator is greater. If the numerator of the given fraction are same, the fraction having smaller denominator is greater. For example is compare 3 by 7 and 3 by 8. Compare these two numbers. Then on comparing denominator, numerator is same. Then on comparing denominator, we find 7 is less than 8. On comparing the one denominator, 7 is less than 8. Hence 3 by 7 is greater than 3 by 8. Else 3 by 7 is greater than 3 by 8. Rule says that if the numerator of given fraction are same, the fraction having smaller denominator is greater. That is, the fraction having smaller denominator, that is 7 is less than, and then 3 by 7 is greater than 3 by 8. This is next one is comparing unlike fractions. Second point is comparing unlike fractions. Comparing unlike fraction. If neither the numerator nor denominator of given fraction are same, change the fraction into like fraction and then compare. Change fraction into like fraction and then compare. We have said that change if neither the numerator and denominator of given fraction are same, change fraction of like fraction into change and like fraction to like fraction and then compare. For example is compare 5 by 4 and 7 by 8. Compare 5 by 4 and 7 by 8. To change unlike fraction, into like fraction, first we find LCM of denominator. First we find LCM of denominator. Then we make equivalent. Firstly, we to change unlike fraction to these two fractions are unlike fraction. Numerator are not same or not denominator neither denominator nor numerator are same. To change unlike fraction into like fraction, first we find LCM of denominator, then we make their equivalent. Then denominator are 4 and 8. Denominator are two fractions are 4 and 8. Then LCM of 4 and 8 is, first we find LCM. To 2s are 4, 2 4s are 8. Next find second LCM. 2 1s are 2 2s are 4. Third one is 1 as it is, 2 1s are 1. Then LCM of 4 and 8 is LCM of 4 and 8 is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2, that is 8. Right? Next, the second step is write equivalent fraction. Write equivalent fraction, that is 5 by 4, 2 by 2 is equal to 4 multiplied by 8, then we write equivalent fraction, then 10 by 8. Next one is 7 by 8, 2 by 12. That is or 1 by 1 is, that is 7 by 8. Then now 10 by 8 and 7 by 8 are like fractions. Now 10 by 8 and 7 by 8 are like fraction. Ten by 8 and 7 by 8 are like fraction. Comparing numerators. We find 10 is greater than 7. 10 is greater than 7. Hence 10 by 8 is greater than 7 by 8. Ten by 8 or 5 by 4 is greater. Therefore, 5 by 4 is greater than 7 by 8. 5 by 4 is greater than 7 by 8. This is comparing unlike fractions. Then next one, example. We will see this example in next period. We will see this example in next period. Okay, thank you.